Hello everybody, this is Mayen and I wanted to show you guys a short tutorial on how to make the Sesame Street Baby Cookie Monster. Well, first of all, when you're making something like this, I try to research on the internet and find a suitable picture that we could at least, come close to our copy. I chose the stuffed toy version, not the cartoon version, because it gives us simpler things to make. So as you can see, the Cookie Monster I made is not furry. I chose to do it that way because it was just, it looked too messy for me if I started, poking at Cookie Monster. So this way it looks like the one in the picture. Okay, so what we're gonna need would be colored gum paste. So we're just gonna need, my baby's still awake, blue, white, yellow, and black. The blue that I have is from Wilton's gel colors, so I got the royal blue. We're gonna need a flower forming cup just for the head, so that's gonna remain rounded while we're we're waiting for it to set. A few tools. I think the most important tool for me would be the cutter. Could you give that to me, hon? Some use these tools for polymer clay, and you can also use that for gum paste. I mean, don't interchange it. They're originally for polymer clay, but you can use it exclusively for gum paste, and also some gum paste tools. You need shortening and Tylose powder to make your fondant into gum paste. I'm just going to show you guys, but all these gum pastes are ready anyway. And shaker for your cornstarch or powdered sugar so that it won't stick, and your Tylose glue. So let me get things started and the tutorial will be on its way. Alright, so for the parts in making Cookie Monster, it will be the same basic parts as to making Big Bird and Elmo. You'll need 6 fondant or gum paste. Well, let's recommend gum paste. Let's use that from now on. Gum paste balls. So 1 for the head, 1 for the body, 2 for the feet, and 2 for the arms. So go ahead and make a gum paste ball. Make it as round as you can, or as round as you want, and then have it set. Now this, you could always change the size of what you want, of course. This size is just nice and appropriately sized for a topper, but you can make it much smaller. And then use the other big gum paste ball and try to make it into a teardrop shape, and then have it set. I do it this way. Try to make it into a cone shape, have it set, and kind of flatten this out. Okay. Then you need 2 smaller balls for his hands and 2 smaller ones for his feet. So this one is almost done. Let me try to make the other one. If you guys suddenly see that part of my gum paste has cracks on it, starting to get really hard, rub your fingers into just a bit of Crisco, rub it in there, and it's gonna go back to its original consistency. Don't get too much though. Make it into a ball, and then use your 2 fingers and roll this out. If you watch Lorraine McKay's tutorials here on YouTube, I think she's using I got this technique from her in making her dog, the gum paste dog. And then flatten this out, and that will be Cookie Monster's feet. Use your cutter to make indentations for the feet. Now at this point, as you can see, they're not the same size, and that's fine, because once that you stick this to him, you got to make adjustments anyway. So it looks like this one is too long, so take a bit off it, and okay, let's have it set like that so he's coming along okay. And then we're gonna make his hands. Make that into a small ball. I'm trying to make this as fast as I can and as simple Don't want you guys to be bored, but do the same process. Kind of roll your fingers to make it finer on one end and or tapered, and the end you could squish it so it's going to look a little flat. Now the trick in making his hands would be, gosh, this is kind of difficult to make. But imagine the right hand. Okay, I'm just gonna tilt and use my. This is so hard to do. Okay, do it this way. Gonna slice off a bit, and I do this. I do the same technique for making human hands, but I guess for the toys, they have 4 fingers. So right now it looks gory, but dab your hand in the. My son has seen me again. He's coming back. Okay, dab your hand in the shortening and kind of soften the edges a bit. I know. Don't touch it, baby. I'm coming. I know. I'll rest for a bit. Give me a second. Okay, so kind of roll your fingers, and believe me, this is going to be worth the time that you're putting into it instead of having, you know, really weird hands on there. Okay, so I'm hoping you can see well. So since we want Cookie Monster to be holding a cookie, let's gonna do this and have it set this way. Do you see that? So you can now imagine him holding his cookie. I'll go ahead and make the other one, and I'll come back and show you the finished hands.